What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. This is episode 181 of the SNA podcast, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know from Ringside News, from the Ringside News article on December 17th, 2023. And this is by the way, this is part 68 of the wrestling news video. And we're going to start off on today's wrestling news video with some more on the Liv Morgan news now, as Liv Morgan may have taken the fall for blame, fall for somebody else in recent possession arrest. Liv Morgan was arrested on a possession charge, and that caused commentary to erupt from all over. It said now it appears we are getting a bit more information, and that card she was busted for might not have even been hers. Liv Morgan faced arrest at 6:30 p.m. on December 14th for possession of marijuana not exceeded not exceeding 20 grams, like possession of drugs, like equipment, and possession of drugs, like potentially synthetic, like cannabinoids. Like the arrest occurred after a sheriff's deputy observed the yellow Jeep she was operating across over the white and yellow lines, like of a county road. It was previously reported that Liv Morgan's recent arrest isn't expected to charge any plans for her WWE return. The company all already had her figure out for a 2024 return, and it doesn't appear that has charged. PW Insider has now updated their previous report uh, to indicate that there is a new story going around about Liv Morgan. It that vape that vape pen that Morgan was busted for actually belonged to someone else, like in the car. One one story one story making the way in the company is that the vape pen, which allegedly contained like a synthetic substance, like that Morgan was charged with possession of act, uh, actually like actually actually belonged to someone else, but had seen uh, left in her Jeep. We are told WWE is warning for the legal process to play out. Like Morgan is slated to be officially arranged in February in some in some in some in Sumter County, Florida. In Sumter. Liv, it was said Liv Morgan became meme online when she was arrested for marijuana possession. It she is all she is already out from behind bars now, and now she has court date for February 12th, 2024, the day before my birthday. But anyways, that being said, she will need to get this messy legal situation taken care of. There doesn't there doesn't appear to be any heat on Liv Morgan within WWE. It is true that it's true that marijuana is included, like in the wellness policy, but WWE has not tested for it in years. In the past, like a positive test for THC could result in a $2,500 fine. Liv Morgan has been active on social media since her release from that short stay behind bars. She hasn't mentioned like her arrest like yet, but she doesn't seem to be shaken like in the slightest like right now. We, is that Ringside also said we will have more updates like here at Ringside. Uh, information like is made like available. Like you never know what will be next, like especially in the pro wrestling world. And what's your thoughts on also Liv Morgan's situation from her arrest and even being nearly taking the fall of someone else's crime while being arrested. Luckily, that didn't happen. Luckily, she got out, but she has court date on February, the day before my birthday, on the 12th, 2 days before Valentine's Day, of course. But yeah, but yeah, but however, said she had someone else's vape pen in her Jeep. Like, who knows? It could be a friend or family member's vape pen. They let her use it, and I think they actually let her have it or left it in the car. But if that was the case, either, however, like she should have explained that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And we got some more Liv Morgan news about the situation of his house. Liv Morgan's arrest will charge WWE plans, and it says right here, like thanks to the cause of this arrest, Liv Morgan found herself making headlines in a manner she likely never and anticipated when she was arrested for possession on Thursday night, which I thought was Friday night. Maybe it was Thursday. Yeah, who knows? What difference is that, man? But anyways, now a closer look at her charges is becoming available. Liv Morgan became meme online when she got arrested for possession of marijuana possession. Hopefully, it'll be the last time I say this on the news video. But anyways, like she is already out from behind bars now, and now she has a court date. That being said, like she also needs to consider how her employees feel like about this, like and how it might alter plans, like re- according to PW Insider reports that Liv Morgan was already scheduled for a return in 2024. Her recent arrest did not destroy those plans at for the uh, at at all for so those plans at all for the former SmackDown Women's Champion. And PW Insider said, "We are told that Morgan had already been penciled in as to when she would be returning, like to to the company, like storylines like in 2024, and currently this is not believed to change those plans. The belief was when she would be back, like in by the build to WrestleMania, and was very much in the mix for what we are told is a was a high profile program. As as we as we previously reported, there is no heat on Liv Morgan within WWE after this arrest. Mar- Marijuana is is in the wellness policy, but WWE has not tested in for years. It used to result in a $2,500 fine, but WWE superstar don't have to worry like about like like THC like in their system at this point. Like we will have to see how things how things pan out for Liv Morgan with the law at least her position with WWE seems to be solid. Like you 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 can you can check out like 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 check like you can check it out like on screenshots from the arrest report in the space below, which I can't see at the moment. But what's your thoughts on what's your thoughts about this and about these plans? Like, which they're still not like off the table. They're still penciled in, like because it's not like she did something major for her to get arrested. Otherwise, she would still be in jail right now. Well, unless they would bail her out, but I think it shouldn't have been. She shouldn't have gotten arrested in the first place. Like, whether if she got a warning or had to get a ticket or whatever. Like, But otherwise, I don't think she should have been arrested, in my opinion. Like unless she did something other than having marijuana in the car, because it's halfway legal. So what difference does that make? But anyways, yeah. Let me know y'all's opinions in the comments down below. But yeah, I'm glad she's out of jail. She out of behind bars. Like and what are your thoughts on what's her future plans for 2024 for this former SmackDown Women's Champion? And I hope she does not get in. Let's hope she does not get into that same situation ever again. Like, and yeah, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next news now, and yeah, let's hope like Liv Morgan does not get into that. And then I promise you, this is gonna be the final Liv Morgan news now, because there's Liv facing felony charges after possession arrest. And Morgan made headlines, yeah, like and she never thought she would, never thought she, never thought. I mean, she never thought never thought would happen. I mean, but she was arrested for possession on Thursday night. Now we are getting a better look at her charges. Liv Morgan became a meme overnight when she was arrested for the marijuana possession. She is already out of lockup, and now she has have court date. That being said, she also needs a consider consider how her employer feels about this. Liv Morgan is scheduled to attend the arrangement uh, to address charges of possession of marijuana, not exceeding 20 grams, and possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoids, to hearing this set for in Monday, February 12th, 2024, at the Sumter County Courthouse in Florida at 9 a.m. At this proceeding, she will be required to declare whether she pleads guilty or not guilty. Ringside News obtained Liv Morgan's arrest record, and it was revealed that she actually faces a felony for this arrest. The case is currently listed as an open case, with a felony 22D as the case type. As we previously reported, there is no heat on Liv Morgan within WWE after this arrest. Marijuana is in the wellness policy, but WWE has not tested for it for years. It used to result in a $2,500 fine, but WWE superstar, but the WWE superstar don't have to worry about THC in their system at this point. We will have to see how things pan out for Liv Morgan with the law at least her position, with WWE seems to be solid for now. You can check out screenshots from her arrest report, like in the space below. What's your thoughts on this? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, it was report like with her like being charged as a felony from just because of having marijuana in their car, which I don't I don't understand what's the point of that. Like what why is she getting charged as a felony for like if it's because of her having some what's that cannabinoid kind of substance and marijuana, like which it's like what my boy Plana said, like all over the world, like it's like halfway legal now. Like, so what does that matter? Like, it shouldn't matter, like for her to even get charged with a felony, let alone even getting arrested in the first place. Like, so, but I hopefully she gets this case dropped as soon as possible by February. But I'm gonna wish her the a good luck for this for this case, of course, yeah. And she'll be back in WWE in no time with no record and or no kind of records whatsoever, I should say. But let's move on to the next wrestling news. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Give me your support in the comments. But anyways, we're gonna talk about Brian Danielson was yelled at by AEW's doctor after match on December 16th on edition of Collision. Brian Danielson is coming off a couple of injuries in a row, and he is just recovering like from a broken orbital bone. Like that being said, his match on AEW Collision was quite brutal this week as Brody King took him to the limit, and it said what like Ringside News provided comprehensive play-by-play coverage of AEW Collision this week for the December 16th episode. The show was capped off with Brian Danielson beating Brody King in a bloody match. Like during that AEW Collision match on December 16th, Brian Danielson's eye patch was removed. Like and it was a it was a bloodied and it was bloodied, I should say, removed, and it was bloodied. Like that was not a smart move, and he revealed in a backstage interview afterward that Doc Samson yelled at Brian over that as he spoke to the cameras and he said, "You guys usually catch me like for these things like when I'm medit like medit tit medit medit meditate meditating I meditating like I wasn't I wasn't meditate I wasn't meditating I was getting yelled at by Doc Samson. I know like I get when I get back to the locker room, like I'm gonna be getting yelled at by my wife when when I get home tomorrow. My daughter's gonna my my daughter's is my daughter's is gonna gonna see me and cry, and my son, he's gonna say, ah, 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 my matey, matey, and then he's gonna, and he's gonna try to hit me with the eye patch. Brian Danielson laughed after speaking about his son, but the situation with his eye is serious. He gave his all in that match on AEW Collision. Only time will tell if it set if it sets back his healing process. Any any at this point, Brian Danielson rushed Brian Danielson rushed to make it back to the to the ring from that injury. He he also wore a patch because he helped him not feel dizzy in the ring. Needless to say, he may want to listen to his doctor and his wife at this point. We will keep our eyes, and no pun intended, unless ringside is making it pun intended. Brian Danielson, especially, like since he only has one eye at this time. For more on the story on this story and so many more, please keep checking back with us here at ringside. And what's your thoughts on Doc Sampson shouting at yelling at Brian Danielson for getting too extreme out in the ring last night against Brody King? And do you think he should have been more physical like that than he should have been? Like, let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, make this and at this point, I think yeah, he should take his wife and his wife and his doctor's advice. I think he should take his doctor and his wife's advice, and and not not take out the eye patch. One, not take off the eye patch like he did from the last two matches with the likes of Andrade and Brody King, and two, he should maybe he should skip next week's match against his fellow BPCC member Claudio Castagnoli. Like maybe he should, maybe he should take off next week, like he did 3 weeks ago, and or no, was it 4 weeks ago? Yeah, it was 4 weeks ago. Let me refer. My apologies. Like maybe he should take their advice and maybe skip next week's video. Even though he could trust Claudio, unless he want to take off the you can trust Claudio, like even if you want to keep the eye patch on, but maybe to be safe, better to be safe than sorry. If he's trying to reheal his orbital, but maybe. Uh, but then again, it's not his call to make. It's Tony Khan's. So maybe he should ask Tony Khan to give him the night off on Saturday in order for him to heal. Even though he's way behind, maybe like a round behind of the Blue League's Continental Classic. So we're just gonna have to see what's gonna be the results. But here's the video of Doc Sampson shouting at him.
Usually you guys catch me while I'm meditating, but
Or maybe it's more like the interview after Doc Sampson just got done yelling at him. But I'm just showing the video anyway.
You guys catch me while I'm meditating, but I wasn't meditating because I was getting yelled at by Doc Sampson. I know when I get back to the locker room, I'm going to be getting yelled at from my wife. When I get home tomorrow, my daughter's going to see me and cry. And my son, he's going to say, "Arr, matey," and then try to hit me in the eye.
It's like my nephew.
But I know what's coming. My wife's going to ask me why. And the answer is also a question. What are you going to do with this one wild and precious life? For me, I'm going to fight. That's what brings me joy. That's what makes me feel alive. And I've just got it for less than a year now. And I can feel the end coming. But the end's not yet. I'm still in the game. I still have a chance to make it to the semifinals of the Continental Classic. And do you know how long I've wanted to be in a tournament like this? With these men, somebody like Brody King, just going after me, knowing I'm hurt, and going after me with everything that he's got. Do you know how much I love that? It might hurt, but I love this. Next week, me and Claudio, a man that I've known for over 20 years. And do I think he's going to go after my eye? Given that we're friends, given that we're teammates. I damn well hope he does. Because that's how we train in the BCC. Because I don't want to win this with people going half-assed. If you're getting in the ring with Brian Danielson, you better bring everything you've got. Because Claudio, next week, I'm bringing everything I got.
What's your thoughts about this interview? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And maybe I made a mistake. Like maybe Claudio will go after the eye. Like even though they're friends, even though they're teammates, like that's how they train in the BPCC dojo. So I would say maybe never say never of anything. Like when it comes, like especially when you try to make, like when they say when you make a return in pro wrestling, never say never. But this is where we got some unseen footage of shows Randy Orton wait awkwardly during SmackDown break. And it says right here, according to this Ringside News article, it says Randy Orton made his shocking return at Survivor Series last month, and then on the on the subsequent episode of Monday Night Raw, it didn't stop there as he returned to SmackDown last week and is now officially back in the fold for good. Unseen footage also showed him waiting awkwardly during a commercial break on SmackDown this week. As seen on this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, Randy Orton confronted the Bloodline after Roman Reigns made his first appearance since the Crown Jewel Premium Live event on November 4th. However, WWE cut to a commercial break while Randy Orton was making his way to the ring as seen by footage, like making rounds online. The Viper was standing awkwardly, on the steel steps, and then loitering around while the show was on pause during the commercial break. El- Elsewhere, it says Randy Orton then challenged Roman Reigns to the title match at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, which is certainly a match that fans have been looking forward to for a while, of course. It says also Randy would then go to defeat Jimmy Uso in the main event of the show prior to AJ Styles' shocking return. Regardless, we will have to wait and see how Randy will be booked in the coming weeks. And there's a video on social media by a user from of Randy Orton of seeing what to do after commercial break. Oh, yeah. All you should do, on commercial. And what's your thoughts about this hilarious moment of seeing like a non televised scene before when they were on commercial break, from the live audience, when they recorded Randy Orton when he was doing while pacing and loitering until he gets onto the apron when they go back on the air. And do you think we're gonna see plenty of more funny moments off screen, off camera, I should say, by the Viper, or at least by the televised cameras, and when they go on commercial break like that again? Only time will tell. Like anything's possible. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, this is very hilarious. Hopefully, we do see plenty of those more often. Very entertaining, even not part of the show, but still, they still have some kind of funny moments more often. So please, fans that are attendants, please start recording more of these because this could make plenty of more content into wrestling news, make it into the funny side in the wrestling news, my wrestling news stories. And I need to start attending on WWE shows, and I can even recap them live or wherever venue every WWE like Simon Miller would do. But anyways, but we got some CM Punk news now as WWE cautioned to not to squander CM Punk's in ring television return until the Royal Rumble, which I believe it's probably for 10 years. Probably perhaps for 10 long years. He ended his televised career in his first run with WWE in 2014. Now he's gonna make his return in the televised match at the Royal Rumble match, which that'll probably be the smartest. Be the smartest. This could be possibly the smartest thing they could have possibly done with the Chicago made star. But it's been also been reported from a day ago that he's gonna be in a holiday live event. He's gonna be in the holiday live event tour with the rest of the WWE superstars in a match against Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. But that's more like a non televised house show. Well, unless if you consider at this time not Peacock not being televised. But let's move on to the CM Punk has been a massive draw after returning to WWE at Survivor Series last month, and he has become progressively a bigger deal with every passing day. He hasn't made his in-ring return on WWE television yet. I Yet, and now the company has been 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 advised not to let him compete on television in the ring until the Royal Rumble. The Second City Saint has appeared on Raw Friday night, Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and even NXT Deadline after he returned to the company last month. It has become clear that CM Punk is simply a major draw for the company. CM Punk is set to enter against Dominic Mysterio as part of WWE's live holiday tour on Tuesday, December 26th at Madison Square Garden. That's not all has as he is set to compete at Los Angeles at the Kia Forum against Dominic Mysterio on December 30th, right after that. On Saturday, on Saturday, December 30th, which is the same night when World AEW World's End will be airing on pay-per-view. And also, I can see the reason why they don't have a house show, a holiday house show on December 31st, because for the fact that it's New Year's Eve and it's on a Sunday, but they're gonna make it up and put whatever event they're gonna have for after that, they're gonna put it on Tuesday, I bet, for the holiday tour, on which will be Tuesday, December 6th, which will be the day after which will be the day after which will be the day after Christmas. Yeah, the holiday, the day after Christmas. Which that's December 25th, the same day as the pre-taped Raw is going to be on. Which the whole week I'm going to take the whole week off of doing reviews, from December 25th to December 30th. Yeah, of making Raw reviews, which I might make a New Year's Eve review, because it'll be in the daytime rather than the evening. Otherwise, I'll skip those plans for making reviews for that at that time. But if I'll make a review, but the only review that I would make would be AEW World's End. But I don't think I need to do that. If I'm not going to order the pay-per-view, but if I do, if there's any mind changing, it'll probably be I'll be right at the at that time. I'll just make I'll just make it I'll just make it to make it I'll just make it if it's an AEW collision, but it's gonna be it's gonna be my very first time doing an AEW pay-per-view review. If I do order the pay-per-view though. But anyways, let's move on. And while speaking on his drive-through podcast, Jim Cornette cautioned WWE not to waste CM Punk's in-ring return on television until the Royal Rumble Premium Live event, next year even. Jim Cornette said, "I still would not have him wrestle on television before the Royal Rumble if it was was a perfect opportunity, was an opportunity, wasn't not for the opponent that he could just shine with like a a little short something and somebody run in and do something like physical or whatever. If if they are doing an angle, that's fine. I would not give a legitimate main event re- uh, top restaurant quality like with the restaurant like a main event top restaurant quality CM Punk match on free TV, free television I should say, before the Rumble. I CM Punk also confessed that his WWE return is driven by more than just personal motives. Like Punk also confirmed he will compete in the Royal Rumble match next year. So it remains to be seen how Punk's road to WrestleMania will turn out next. What what's your opinion on what Jim Cornette had to say? Are you looking forward to him competing in the Royal Rumble match next year? Yeah, and yeah, what I should say the rest. Yeah, uh, what share your thoughts in the comments. Are you hyped for him being at the Rumble? And do you agree with Jim Cornette? I sure do, because it'll make sense. I because you shouldn't just give the fans CM Punk in a match on a weekly televised show. Like, well, at least I'll say free TV, but more like it's more like a cable channel kind of TV, unless you live near the station of USA Network on USA Network. Any, but yeah, but yeah, but but yeah, let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below. Like, do you, do you think Jim Cornette is gonna like Jim Corn? Do you think that? Do you think? What? Do you agree with Jim Cornette? Like, Jim. Like this. Jim. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Jim? What are your thoughts on Jim Cornette's comments on which I agree, like, because you shouldn't be hurry and put him on weekly television, whether if it's on Raw or SmackDown, and then that would be completely meaningless. Like, more than compared with like what he could be like when he make his in ring television return, like in at a match, at the same match that he left, when the last time he was in a match in WWE, which was a decade ago, back in 2014. And then they say like his last match in WWE was in 2014, and now his return match in WWE will be at the Royal Rumble match in 2024, which that'll be 10. They'll do a 10-year gap onto the matter. Yeah, which that'll kind of make sense. Like have him to have him like this, like yeah, which that would make sense in that hands, and that would be more special, anyways, even if it wasn't 10 years apart. But yeah, I would agree. Like, make it more special. Make whoever he's gonna feud with, like, what if it be a Seth Rollins or anybody from Raw that's gonna be in the Royal Rumble match, that that either of the men screwed him out of the Royal Rumble match, or even screw each other out of the Royal Rumble match, and they can lead us onto the road to WrestleMania. But yeah, but let me know what y'all think about that in the comments down below about like if this is a good idea to keep CM Punk until the Royal Rumble. Like not the only match he should be on is before the Rumble is against Dominic Mysterio at a house show in for the holidays. But let's move on to the let's move on to the Tony Khan. Not the Tony Khan, Tony Schiavone news about suspects like Vince McMahon's hidden agenda for hiring him in 2019. Like, wait, what? Hidden agendas? Like, what? What did Tony Schiavone was? What's Tony Schiavone talking about? Tony Tony Schiavone made his pro wrestling debut in 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 1983 for Jim Crockett like promotion as a member of the broadcast team. Like despite taking a few years off like from the business, he has made a lengthy career in the industry that continues to this day. Shivani now suspect like that Vince McMahon only like wanted to hire him in WWE just so he could fire him. Tony Schiavone has been part of Tony Khan's company since the very beginning as a commentator and, an occasional announcer. He is also partnered of the company's talent relations like depart department like as AEW's a senior producer like and special advisor to talent like since mid 2022. Tony Schiavone also worked in WWE from 1989 to 1990, like before leaving the company for WCW. Like while speaking on the latest, what happened when Schiavone was rewatching the 1990 Royal Rumble match, a Royal not match. I'm saying 1990 Royal Rumble, he he called as an announcer, and Schiavone admitted that while jumping back to WCW in 1990 was a mistake, like at the time, like it did allow him to work with the Georgia Bulldogs, like in Atlanta Braves, which he doesn't think would have happened if it rem, if it remained with WWE like in 1990. Like Shivani then suspected that Vince McMahon like would have hired him just to fire him in 2019. Like if if he uh, if he uh, if he decided to sign with WWE, he said, "Who knows? Like with the WWE, like how long I would have stayed like in 1990 after that because I could have been fired like I would have been I had I taken that job 5 years ago. I would I would have been fired almost immediately. There there is no question, like there is no question, like in mind, like that Vince wanted me to come there to fire me. Yeah, I believe that he wanted I wanted to hire me. I feel bad about Bruce Pritchard, because Bruce is in the middle of this, and Bruce is a friend of mine, and I believe any anything Bruce tells me, it is legit, and since they're Vince McMahon wanted a censor, like Vince Vince wanted to hire me to keep me away from this upstart company AEW. Like COVID happened, they cut back. Why not cut back on one of the newest guys that just arrived? There is no question I would have been let go. Tony Tony Schiavone is more than happy with his current run in AEW, and it is likely he will stick with the company for many years to come. We will have to wait and see what's next in store for pro wrestling, for the pro wrestling not for pro wrestling, I mean for the pro wrestling veteran. My apologies. But what what's your thoughts on Tony Schiavone's comment about Vince McMahon wanting to hire him just to fire him on back in 2019, almost a half a decade ago, back almost 5 years ago, of course. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. But let's move on to the next one. We got some Excalibur news now. Like Excalibur busted joking about di- divert cultists, like cultists, in re, 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 resurfaced post during a terrible moment for AEW. Kenny Omega is out of action with case like with case of divertic like, and this is a serious situation. Excalibur's old posts on Twitter have now resurfaced on social media, and it's not a good look. In 2015, Kenny Omega didn't have difficult divertic colitis, like but the illness was known as something that took Brock Lesnar out of action. This this caused some of jokes about the medical issue, but it's no joking matter. Like Excalibur's old posts from 2015 have now resurfaced thanks to squared circle on Reddit. Squared circle on Reddit, and there is really no excuse to make those jokes. Like years ago, years later, no joke, years later, Excalibur hasn't nixed those posts either, either as they are still on his timeline, like with the post saying, "Do you think Jimmy John's has seen an appreciable increase in business since they started sponsoring Brock Lesnar?" Like number 44. But it also said on the post that I love that Cole's shoes flew off when Bar- when Bar- when Barack gave him the F5. It's when Bar- when Barack gave him the F5. It's all I could think about, like when he got up on the shoulders. Like and it also says hashtag dream my come. My my greatest contribution is my greatest contribution to wrestling might be remaining the F5 to deep sea uh, divert divertical politics, the was a divertical hopefully that catches on like a haluva kick in 2020. Videos also resurfaced of Excalibur shouting the N word at a pro wrestling event. That was not a good thing for him, and he took some time off television after the story broke. We will have to see if Excalibur answers to these newly surfaced posts. Obviously, this illness is not nothing to joke about. Especially now that it has taken Kenny Omega out of action. For the record, Kenny Omega has distant himself from the divertic cultists name given to the F5 in AEW. Fight AEW Fight Forever. Excalibur might have carried on with that name if given the opportunity. You can check out the post below on some that he probably thought that fans would forget about. But what do you think about these posts? Not trying to show out his business, but this is all part of the job as a journalist. But here's the post right here. If you need more time, I'll recommend you to pause the video to look more of the post. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the comments that he made about Brock Lesnar with the similar illness like about 8 years ago, that Kenny Omega currently has right now? And yeah, this is no laughing matters. He might have made a mistaken joke from then, but I think he's probably regretting that now. Considering it's been leaked all over social media, especially on subreddit, that he said this about him. and now he's wishing a speedy recovery for Kenny Omega, and now he's going to call him a hypocrite for talking about this about Brock Lesnar, and making fun of him, pointing and poking fun at him, but being more on the soft side and wishing Kenny Omega a speedy recovery. But then again, jokes are just jokes. Like, it's not like he's insulting Brock Lesnar per se, unless he is like, and he does not like the guy. But that depends on that. But to be honest, I did not know anything about Excalibur at this time in 2015. Only thing I know, and let alone even knowing much about Kenny Omega, only knew about like Impact Wrestling and WWE at the time. Like at the time, it was like Brock Lesnar, like being in feuds with the likes of The Undertaker, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and much more others. Like in the time of 2015. But but y'all let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, what's y'all thoughts on that? Like on Excalibur, like, and hopefully this could be forgettable, and he can take, and even if people can still see the tweets from he made from back in 2015, like hopefully he could take it down. Like if it gets too bad to the point that it's like in a controversial kind of way, of course. Like you probably have no choice but to take the post down from making that joke about Brock Lesnar back in 2015. Like about like what I wonder what the sponsors of Jimmy John's think about thinking what they think about this matter, and like but yeah, but let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And we got some WrestleMania news now, as like WrestleMania 40 on track to selling out tickets like months in advance, and it says right here, according to this wrestling ringside news article, WWE is always looking ahead to produce the best content for their fans, like whenever possible, like especially when it comes to their premium live events. Like like WrestleMania 40 is also on the horizon like next year, and unsurprisingly, like it's on track like to sell out like months in advance. And it says WrestleMania 40 will take over uh, uh, Philadelphia's Lincoln Financial Field on Saturday, April 6th, and Sunday, April 7th, 2024. The showcase of the Immortals like will undoubtedly bring a load loaded 2 night event to Philly. According according to WrestleTix, like on Twitter, it was revealed that one night. I mean, not one night. I said the opposite. Night one of WrestleMania 40 has already sold into 57,153 tickets. Like with the current setup being 58,910. Therefore, merely one 1,757 tickets are left to be sold. Like night two of the impending premium live event, like show, like premium live event show, a similar story. Night two has sold like on sold like 57,207 tickets, like out of the same I capacity like of 58,910. like with the only one 1,703 tickets left, like to sell, like months in advance. We will have to see many fans travel to Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40, like due to the insanely loaded events for pro wrestling around that week. Many fans will likely make it for the event. And you can see the post that most of the tickets has been sold like for WrestleMania night 2, and then it's sold out for the night 1. Like you can just see on all like when what seats and what tickets has been sold out on in Philadelphia at the Lincoln Financial Field. And we're gonna end this video with some Bray Wyatt news now, or more like 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 this is where we like this is where we got some Braun Strowman news about Bray Wyatt. I should say more likely. My apologies. Like Bray Wyatt's uh, generous gesture for Braun Strowman earlier in their WWE days. Bray Wyatt's sudden passing at the tender age of 36, like since shockwaves through fans in the professional wrestling community. More than a month after his passing, people continue to mourn the loss, mourn his loss. Like even now, Braun Strowman was very close to Wyatt and reveal a touching story like about Wyatt recently as well. And it says, "Time heals all rounds wounds like, but it still hasn't been long since Bray Wyatt passed away, which is why his family is having a difficult time passing each day. Like even then, like Wyatt's family continues to get a ton of support from those who were close to Bray Wyatt, and that includes Braun Strowman. Strowman made his debut on the main roster as part of the Wyatt family. The Monster Among Men joined the Cult faction and immediately made an impact on the main roster. That that said, like he was very green during his initial year in WWE and didn't necessarily like make great money either. Make make great money either. While speaking on the Grandveer show, Braun Strowman talked about how wonderful of a human being Bray Wyatt was. Like Braun Strowman revealed how Bray Wyatt paid for his hotel rooms, like in food, for a month while he was just finding his feet on the main roster. He said, when I got called up to the main roster, I didn't have enough money to pay for my hotel while we went on the road. Like so for the first month, Bray paid for everything for me. He brought me food. He paid for my hotel rooms, all that stuff. Like, and I drove him around everywhere, and I learned from him. But Braun Strowman will likely be absent, like from WWE television, like for a year, like after surgery. Like he is also using like stem cell therapy, to rebuild himself. He will continue to love Bray Wyatt no matter what. What in that he that is never changing, I should say. What in the never changing, I should say. What do you think? Yeah, but I'll say, you know what? I'm not gonna say much about it. I'm just gonna say, like, what are your thoughts on Braun Strowman confessing this about Bray Wyatt's kind gestures, like what he did when he came to the main roster back 8 years ago, I believe, like paying for his hotel room and getting the food for the like in the start of his career in WWE in the main roster, of course. What are your thoughts on that? Which that was very sweet and very nice of the Eater of Worlds, and yeah, it was very unfortunate of losing him and losing him back in August, like at the age of 36. Like that's too young, like way too young. Like why would he pass away at that age? Like yeah, that was very unfortunate though of losing like with like with, but Like what what's your thoughts on that? Like which was very that's very kind and very like that's very heartwarming. Like yeah, absolutely heartwarming and very and that's very what's that that's very heartwarming and what it was very heartwarming. It was very yeah. That sounds very heartwarming. That was very generously nice of yeah. Basically generously nice. Like it's no other words unless you can think of that what kind of a person that he was in reality. Like he may be a scary or you could say scary, frightening, or even like the most evil on the show as a character is the Eater of Worlds, but he seemed like a very nice guy, like in real life, like for doing such kind, like to do such kind gesture to Braun Strowman for him being the star that he is today, and even a former Universal Champion under the name, like along with the names with Bray Wyatt, like and Roman Reigns and them, like that won the Universal Championship from the past half a decade of the existence and the lineage of the title, which it's kind of still partially a lineage today, with merged into the WWE Championship, which currently held by the Tribal Chief. But anyways, yeah, I want to continue to give my condolences to the family of Bray Wyatt, aka Wyndham Rotunda, and his friends, and for me being a wrestling fan, like yeah, too, like a part of the and part of me as a wrestling fan of the Wyndham Rotunda and Bray Wyatt name, I should say, more like the Bray Wyatt name. I want to give my condolences to his family, his friends, his parents, his brother, his wife, his kids. Uh, who else? And even his wrestling brothers and sisters in WWE as well, like from the likes of Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt. I mean, Braun Strowman. Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman, and everybody. I want to send them my prayers and wishes and condolences into this sad time and heartbreaking time, I should say. But yeah, that's the end. This is the end of your wrestling news video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, like Like, if you did, please make sure to hit a big thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell notification so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest video onto this channel at Super Ninja Austin 213. And also make sure to share with your friends and family to grow this channel, make sure you get more subscribers. And also I'm gonna be making my next wrestling news video, which will be the latest wrestling news video of the wildest wrestling news story, where I'm gonna be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know, which will be coming from the Sportskeeda article, I believe. Yeah, I'll say the Sportskeeda article. Man, which is gonna be on the Sportskeeda article, like on December 18th, 2023. Along which will be episode 182, I believe, and then episode 183 will be the Raw review, which will be the last Raw review I'm gonna be doing before 2023. I mean before 2023 is over, I should say, officially over. And before the new year, right before the new year of 2024, which will be my first WWE review, of course, like in 2024, which will be day one edition of Monday Night Raw, which will be the 20th review of my series of the SNA podcast. And also I'm gonna be that'll be part 19, of course, yeah, which will be I would say it's gonna be I would say not the holiday edition. I would say I'm not sure what kind of edition. I would say this is the week before Christmas, I should say. So I would say, yeah, this is gonna be the last Raw review I'm gonna be doing on 2023. So as I'm gonna keep it that way, I guess it's called like the last review in 2023. But yeah, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This is the 181st episode of the SNA podcast, Wrestling News, Part 68. Make sure y'all check out Part 69, and I'll see you all there. Hope we all have a great Sunday. And until we see each other again, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out. Bye-bye, my SNA fans.